Hello everybody, it's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan, and today we're going to make a fun Tricks and Treats treat purse. So we're using this stamp set. Now I will confess, I thought I bought the bundle and I accidentally just bought the stamp set, so my dies are coming. So unfortunately we're going to kind of have to fussy cut him, but we'll make it work. We're also going to be using the coordinating designer series paper called Them Bones, and it's really great. Like, it's got card bases that you can use, some really cute designs. There's bats, cats, skeletons, some plaid, tombstones, and then I'm also going to be coordinating that with Starry Night, the cardstock. And then we're also going to be pulling in some of the foil sheets that come from the Marion Bold Suite, because I wanted to use this to create the Frankenstein. So we'll be using some Stays On ink, and let's go ahead and get started. So first, we're going to cut our papers that we need, and we're going to start off with a piece of cardstock. So we're using Starry Night. Now you could use pumpkin pie if you wanted, but we want this to be 6 by 6. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside for a minute, and then we need 2 pieces that are 1/4 inch by 6. So this is already 6 inches, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut that piece. And that piece. And then we want one more piece out of this cardstock that is 2 by 1 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this by 2 inches. And then at 1 1/4 inch. Now okay. Then we want to cut some basic white cardstock that is 2 by 2 1/2. Now, I think this is where I'm going to bring in that foil paper. So instead of using the basic white, I'm going to do that foil sheet in the Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to cut that 2 1/2 by 2. Okay. And then last but not least, we want to bring in a piece of designer series paper and cut that at 2 by 2 1/2 for the back of the purse. So let's see what we have going on here. I'm kind of liking this boo. But I'm also liking the bones. And I'm also liking this. No, let's do the bones. The bones is very, or what's the cat? Let's do the bones. Actually, this cute piece would be cute too. Look how undecided I am. Let's go ahead and do that piece. So how I'm going to cut this is I'm going to cut just that panel out and then cut it at 2 1/2 by 2. That way I don't ruin the whole sheet of designer series paper. So let's cut that by 2 1/2. 2. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces cut. We need to do a tiny bit of scoring on this 6x6 piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to score it on one side at 1.5 and 4.5. So let's do 1.5. And then 4.5. And then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees, and we're going to do 2.5 by 3.5. Okay, now I'm going to put my paper trimmer away. Oops. And I'm going to come over here, and we're going to get our bone folder and our paper snips and some liquid multi-purpose glue. And we're going to get ready to do some stamping, because I want that, before we cut, I want to get the ink settled onto that foil sheet, just so that it doesn't cause any problems and smear. There's nothing worse than smear, right? Okay. So, hold on here. I just want to, I'm reading through my directions because I don't want to miss anything. Okay, I think we're good. So we're going to bring in our StazOn ink, and then I'm going to bring in my Frankenstein face. Oh, I hope I cut this big enough. I might need to cut that piece a tiny bit bigger. Let's see. No. It barely fits on there. Okay. Now, StazOn ink is a permanent ink. You don't want to use blends or anything with this ink because it'll smear, but this is a permanent ink, so that's why I wanted to use it on this foil sheet. Okay. Sorry if I go off camera there for just a minute. I just want to make sure I get it all down. Ooh. Yeah, see, I was kind of worried about his hair. Okay, let's just let it set. I probably should have maybe re-inked this. I'm going to just put that to the side. And maybe what I can come do, I know what I can do. Now that we got the image, I'll come in after it kind of dries and maybe fill in his hair a little darker with a Sharpie. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use my scrubber here. Get all that yucky ink off there. Okay. So that part's done. Now, okay. Now we're going to fold and burnish our little purse. Okay. Then what we're going to do is on the side that has the skinny crease down the middle, we're going to cut up to the intersecting score line on each of the score lines on both sides. And we're not wedging because this little piece, I'm going to show you guys. Is going to tuck in so that you can form your purse like this. Right? Okay. You know what? I cut on the wrong score lines. I think it's going to be okay. Okay. I'm going to come in with that black Sharpie. And I'm just going to... Let's turn on some more light for our project here. I've got kind of a shadow going on. I don't know if that made it worse. Let me bring it a little closer to me for just a minute, just so I can get the outline going. I know I'm off camera. I just want to get my outline so that you guys can see it. Okay, now I'm going to color that all in. And we're going to have to recut my cardstock because I cut on the wrong lines. Okay, so while that's drying, we are going to grab another piece of cardstock. And I do apologize for that, you guys. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. That happens though, right? We all make mistakes. Me more than others. Okay. So we want to score at 1.5 and 4.5. And at 2.5 and 3.5. Okay. So let's try this one more time. We're going to burnish the score lines. Okay, now we want to cut up the 1.5 and 4.5. Okay. Yep, that's what we're doing. Because then it goes like this. Okay. Should have read my directions. Now we're going to round the corners on each of the center panels. So I'm going to round this corner, that corner, that corner, and that corner. So this is what you're looking like, okay? Then we are going to round the corners on just 2 of the long ends of our little DSP. And we're going to add that right to the center there. We're going to add our designer series paper right there in the center. Okay, then we're going to adhere our corners like this so that they come to a point at the top, and that's what will hold our candy in our purse. Okay, so you put just a tiny bit of adhesive down, line up the corners. Okay, whoops, I didn't hold that long enough. Let me get that held long enough. I'm adding glue all the way there so I can, whoops, add my piece down. Same here. Okay. Now you're going to take your little piece here and you're going to bone fold like this. Okay. And then you're going to attach it to the back, and then we'll attach a brad here to the front. So let's go ahead and glue this to the back. And then we're going to also round our little handles. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and attach those. Just like so. And then let's do the same thing to the front. And then we'll add our little Velcro dot. And then I'm going to show you, since I don't have my dies, how I'm going to cut him out for the front of our purse. I still can't believe this was the first set I wanted in the catalog, and for me to leave forget the dies is so silly. Okay, so this has had a chance to dry. Let's make sure. Yep. I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to take the full skeleton head, or Frankenstein head, okay? And I'm just going to trace him on to the back so I know where I'm going to cut. grab a pin. Okay. So now I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to fussy cut him out. There's our little Frankenstein. Okay, let's get our Velcro dot. So I cut one in half just because it's not a very big purse. I'm just gonna just put the flat end against there. Okay. Would have been better if I got it lined up. There we go. Okay. So now I want to attach my Frank to the front. Okay. So what I'm going to do is grab a couple dimensionals. And I'm just going to add 3 dimensionals, so to the bottom part, so that we have room to open and shut that flap. Just like that. And then I was going to add a little bow on that Velcro flap so you kind of know where to pick it up at. So hold on, let me grab, I have some of the black and white gingham ribbon. Whoops. I had just a scrap from a spool in my ribbon stash, so I'm just going to make a small bow. Just like so. Okay. And then I'm going to take my liquid multi-purpose glue and glue down my bow and then let that sit. And that's our project today, you guys. Super simple, super easy, but really cute. And it's just a different way to use the dies. And I guess I showed you a way too, in case, what am I trying to say? In case you don't have the dies and just have the stamp set. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. And until next time, my creative peeps, I will see you later. Bye-bye.